Hey there, good looking. Join me for this full body strengthening workout where I'm also going to pepper in some short cardio drills so that we get your heart rate up so that you get an amazing calorie burn in this workout. For equipment, you'll need a pair of moderate and light dumbbells. For reference, I have a pair of 15s and 8s. And then if you have a TRX or a BOSU ball, one or both, grab those. But if you don't, no worries. There's going to be an alternative screen in the corner showing the exact same moves using dumbbells. And if you don't own a BOSU or a TRX, also please have a sturdy chair or a bench. All right, let's go get warmed up. All right, before we get started, if you have a fitness watch on, you might want to push start. For reference, I have an Apple Watch and I used a HIIT setting. All right, let's start down on the ground, warming up into our core and moving on from there. Setting up into a dead bug, knees over hips, ankles lined up with the knees, arms extended up, thumbs pointing behind you. Now let's draw the belly button in so that we can anchor the low back, but we're not pushing the low back into the mat. We're just anchoring it there. So now as we extend one leg on the opposite arm, that low back stays there. Breathe, alternating left and right. If you're able to, you want to extend the leg, get the heel just to tap the ground and then the thumb to tap the mat behind you. If, however, you find that that low back lifts off, you just can't control it, don't lower the leg all the way down. You can also keep the knee bent too, lowering with a bent knee. That'll decrease the intensity for you. Remember, this is just a warm-up, okay? So I don't want you to burn out your core right out of the gate. Let's go for 4. One more each leg. Feet down, arms down by your side. Press the hips up, squeeze the glutes, slowly lower. We want the heels close to the bum, pressing into the heels so that we can really feel the glutes engaged and then a little bit into the hamstrings. Now, as we lift up, let's take the right arm and reach up and over on a diagonal. Lower down, left arm, reach up and over on a diagonal. So maybe you're aiming for that top corner of your mat. This is going to get into the shoulders and T-spine while we continue warming up into the lower body. Last 4. One more. Beautiful. Come on up into a standing position. We got to get those knee joints warmed up now. Let's get ourselves set up into a little wide squat here. Push the bum back, drive through the heels as we lift up. So here's how today is going to work. We have a 3 circuit 1, 3 exercises, 3 sets. As mentioned, I'm going to be using all this equipment here, but if you only own dumbbells, don't worry. Mini me is going to be up in the corner doing the same move using dumbbells and a bench or just dumbbells only. A lot of the moves will kind of make sense though when if you don't have a BOSU, you just simply do it without a BOSU. So it's kind of the same thing. Now before we move into our next circuit of exercises, we've got 1 minute of fast-paced cardio, and then we'll grab a water and then move into our next circuit. Knees track with toes, last 2. One more. Woo, excellent. Now let's inhale, exhale. Fingers under the toes, so bend the knees if you have to do that. Drop all the way down. Now, we want to keep the heels on the ground. So if you can't keep the heels on the ground, you'll just lift up to there, okay? Now press one elbow into the inside knee, reach up and over. Press the other elbow up and over. Beautiful. So a deep hip opener, getting also the ankles. And now T-spine and shoulders. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Drive on up. Nice. Taking it nice and slow. Bring your thumbs towards the wall behind you and then turn your pinkies and follow the pinkies down. Thumbs, rotate pinkies. Woo, I just got a good crack there in my back or the shoulder region there. Last 2. One more. Woo! All right, grab a quick sip of water. We're going to get busy in about 30 seconds. So the first exercise is an alternating one leg squat. Mini me is going to be doing it onto a chair. You can also grab a weight for you advanced people. you're going to alternate left and right. When you're on the chair, you'll see that Mini-Me's got her foot completely off. You can also kickstand. Okay, come all the way down, lift up, and then kickstand the other side. Those of you with the TRX, I want you to line yourself up with the anchor, elbows underneath the shoulders. You ready, gang? Let's go. Extend one leg up. Now, with the TRX, I want you to see if you can get the bum all the way down. You can always kickstand and help yourself all the way up, okay? Or go down as low as it feels comfortable for you. Now, with the TRX crew, we can actually use our handles to help guide ourselves back up into a stand. So I love the TRX because it can really help you learn a deep squat, making you feel a little more comfortable by having that support. Now we have 40 seconds of work, 20-second transition. So this is a quadricep dominant move. Let's do one more. Beautiful. Pull-ups for the TRX. Those of you that are following Mini-Me, you want to grab your moderate weight dumbbells for piston rows. Those of you with the TRX, line yourself up with the anchor. Arms straight, pull the shoulders back and down. Walk towards the anchor, drive the chest up towards the ceiling, slowly lower and extend. When we do this, we don't want to allow our shoulders to round. We're not hanging off the straps. We also are chasing a plank the entire time, so you want to keep that solid base, that core engaged. Finally, the closer you are to under your anchor, the more challenging it is for the TRX pull-up, so you can adjust accordingly. We'll move into chest, triceps after this, because this is lats and biceps. Breathe out as we pull. One more, everyone. Beautiful. All right. We're traveling over the BOSU with our push-ups. So how do you make this without a BOSU? You simply do the same move, just no BOSU. I'm doing push-up from the knees. You can go full on toes. One hand on the BOSU, one hand off center. From this position, we drop down, step over, drop down, step over. I love the BOSU because I find it helps relieve one of the wrists as I come down into the push-up, because push-ups can be quite challenging on the wrists. Now, if you're on the ground doing this without the BOSU and you're absolutely hating it, you can definitely do a wall push-up. I don't want you to ever hate coming to do my workouts. I want them to be challenging, but I don't want you to hate them. So always find some workarounds for yourself, okay? So this is the last move. We're going to go back to those alternating one-leg squats right now. Okay? We have 3 rounds of these. No problem. If you're with the TRX, elbows underneath the shoulders. You want to line up with your anchor. Elbows under shoulders. So we're not reaching for the straps. And we also don't have the straps loose. There's some tension. Kick a leg out, down, drive up through that heel. Down, drive up. Once again, those of you doing the chair or the TRX, you can drop that non-working leg down anytime, what I call a kickstand, to give yourself some assistance. All of us have one leg stronger than the other. It's normal. We just tend to use one leg without even really thinking about it more in our daily life. You also might have arthritis in one knee. That's a little more effective, that knee, than the other. So play around with your depth and whether or not you need that other leg to kickstand to help you out. Last one. All right. So we got pull-ups. Those of you with the dumbbells, it's a neutral spine, hip hinge, rowing, alternating arms. Okay? Beautiful. My TRX crew, where do we want to be? Lined up with the anchor. Walk forward. What do we want to keep? The plank. Drive the chest up, squeeze the shoulder blades, slowly release. Remember, the closer under the anchor, the harder it is. As we extend those arms, don't allow those shoulder blades or those shoulders to round. If you're doing this workout in real time, happy July 4th to all of my American friends. Last 10 seconds, moving into that push-up, traveling across that dome if you're with me on the BOSU. One more. Now let me quickly show you too. You can do a chest press with some dumbbells if you absolutely are hating these push-ups. So it'd be this. So if you haven't been with me before, that's a great alternate move that I often show for people that need to sub out push-ups. Deal? All right, let's get set up. Ready? And begin. I'm gonna try from the toes now. Woo, and that changes things quite a bit. My tennis shoulder is not enjoying this. I'm going back on the knees. I started tennis. Yeah, I love it. It's so much fun. I'm not very good, but hey. But anyways, my arm that I use for my swings is a little tired right now. So when I'm doing this, I'm actually moving my knees back and forth as well. Time. All right. Okay, one more time through, and then we'll do that 1 minute cardio drill. So alternating one-legged squat, kickstanding if we need to, chair or TRX. My TRX crew, elbows under shoulders, some tightness into the straps, chest lined up with the anchor. 3, 2, 1, drop her down, drive up. See how fast 3 sets went? Just like that. I'm a big fan of volume, meaning hitting the same muscle multiple sets, because that's what the research is telling us that gets us results. So quite often you'll do 3 sets with me. Sometimes we'll even do more. Woo! All right, if you're using your dumbbells, remember, it's that hip hinge. We have that beautiful neutral spine. Arms are just below the shoulders, and you'll alternate each arm up, okay? Perfect. TRX crew, let's get it done. Keep that form, everyone. Last set is always our best set. Go. Breathe out, drive up. So when you go back home with the TRX, you want to straighten the arms slowly. So no, sorry, not when you go back home, like after the workout. This is home here, all right? When you hit back there, I want you to go nice and slow on the way back. Let's get in one more really good rep, everybody. Whew. All right, traveling push-ups, or maybe you just said screw it and you're doing the chest press with the dumbbells. I don't care as long as you stay with me, okay? Excellent. Knees or toes, totally up to you. Last set, let's go. Drop her down, climb over. So now we've got the pecs and the triceps. We also have some core here. Shoulders. Time. Woo! All right, if you have a BOSU, I want you to put it middle of your mat. If you don't have a BOSU, mini me is going to be doing skaters, okay? That's with a hop. You can also do it low impact. Totally up to you. We got 1 minute. Don't you go anywhere. We get 1 minute of this and then we can go. Our move for the BOSU looks like this. All right, skaters or BOSU, 3, 2, 1, go. So if you're doing the skaters, try a little hop, even if you normally don't do a lot of impact. That little bit of impact is going to be great for the muscles and the bones. But always take in what feels comfortable for you. You want to make sure you have good balance for the entire move. BOSU people, this is just fun. Huh? Maybe it won't be so much fun when we hit that 1 minute mark, but We're gonna sink into a bit of squat, drive up. You can step it over too, right? I don't care, you just get yourself over to that other side, give me a little squat and get back over to the other side, do it again. Time, woo! March it out. Well done, you. All right, grab a quick sip of water. We're moving into our next circuit of strength moves. All right, keep moving those feet. We're starting out the first move, working into the hamstrings and the glutes for our leg move. So our leg move in the previous section focused on the quads and the hip flexors. So you're either gonna have one foot on your top of your BOSU dome or one foot resting on the edge of your chair, which Mini-Me will be doing that in that corner. Let's sink down. Doesn't matter which, before we get down there, hold on, grab a couple of your moderates and place them on each side of your mat. Perfect. All right, now take her down. Drive and lower. Now, if you feel this only in the hamstrings and they're starting to cramp, I want you to go to a two-legged. What that's telling us is your hamstrings are trying to do the work, not your glutes. So if that is you, and it's quite common, then I want you to go two-leg. I want you to put your hands on your bum, get a little fresh with yourself, and really palpitate and make sure you can feel those glutes working. All right, don't try to work through the cramps. What's happening is we're just not engaging the right muscle, and no amount of one-legged bridge will get there. Time. We got to go back to two-legged. You got to retrain your glutes to work. Here we go, other side. Now, if you have your foot, as I mentioned, you can have the heel resting on the top of your chair or on the side of your chair. Those of you on the dome, foot on the dome. 3, 2, 1, drive up. We're gonna flex this straight leg, this non-working leg, I should say, foot, almost like we're trying to stamp the ceiling with the bottoms of our feet. Again, if you start to cramp, drop the leg, palpitate, feel, make sure you feel the glutes working, and let's focus on that first. Now we're staying down for the next move using these dumbbells I asked you to put on each side for a chest move. Woo! Time. All right, so I need to sit up because these are a little heavy to just grab, but I want you can place your feet on the ground or on your BOSU, doesn't really matter. You can even bring them up. All right, we're gonna touch the dumbbells so that they are touching, they're resting just on the chest. Upper chest, upper abs. Press straight up and slowly lower. This is called a crush press. And what we're doing here is placing a little bit more focus into the triceps, the back of our arm. Now make sure you've got that back of the neck long. If you want to add a bridge, you can. There's no reason though, because we just did a lot of bridges. What we want to make sure is we straighten the arms completely, slowly bring them back. So triceps, pecs, anterior deltoid. So your next move is going to be what? The opposite or opposing muscles. Time. Place the dumbbells there. We're using the TRX for some reverse flies. Or I want you to grab lighter weights. Give me that hip hinge, elbows point up, and let's do a reverse fly with some lighter dumbbells. Those of you with the TRX, line yourself up with the anchor. Arms straight, bend the elbows a little bit. It looks like the same, except our point of resistance is different. Now the body is your dumbbell. You're the dumbbell. I mean that kindly. So the further under the TRX, the heavier you're going to be and the more resistance you'll have for the TRX. So I like to walk myself a little further away from the TRX than say I would for the pull-up and really feel my mid-back muscles working. We don't want a lot of movement through the elbow, and that same goes with the dumbbell. This is more mid-back, less tricep. Last one. Excellent. Okay, so we good with that? Perfect. Let's take it back to that one-legged bridge. I almost said deadlift. Got deadlift on my brain. All right, you choose whether you've got foot on a chair, 2 feet, foot on the BOSU. So this is how I've been working out myself personally for 30 years, is these sort of circuit ideas where I'm training different muscles each exercise so I get all the muscles 360 degrees trained. And I'm not sitting around waiting and resting because I'm never truly training for true hypertrophy. I'm not looking for huge muscle mass, so I don't need to lift super heavy and then rest the recommended time. Other side. So this type of training is really efficient too because we eliminated that rest, but yet the muscles do get their rest when they need them. So for instance, our upper body, and begin, is getting that rest right now. Remember, flex the foot. It's like you're stamping the ceiling. And then when we're working our crush press, for example, our back muscles are still resting because we're working the front of the body. And then when we work our reverse flies, now we have the back of the body working, the front of the body gets that rest. And the rest is important, crew. It's during that rest and recovery that we're able to come back fresh and keep the form with the lift. And then resting on our off days so that muscle has a chance to rebuild itself. All right, so I'm going to sit up to grab onto my dumbbells. I just find that's easier for me and my shoulders. And then I'm going to lie down, place the dumbbells so that they're touching, knees are bent, back of the neck is long. Exhale, press up, slowly lower down to the body. Exhale, press up. Nice and slow. Should be feeling the fatigue in the triceps, pecs, in front of the shoulders right now. If you're not, if you can keep going after the timer, like this walk in the park, I need you to up your weight, okay? It needs to be a struggle near the end. All right, we have reverse flies. Now remember, if you've got the dumbbells, it's that hip hinge. Elbows are slightly bent, and then we just move through the shoulder blade region, bringing the shoulder blades together. TRX people, it's the exact same thing, except we're face up. It's really easy, TRX people, to start using the elbow on this one, so don't, okay? I like to tell my clients, slight bend to the elbow, and then we're going to duct tape them there. No more movement. Feeling it in the mid-back, pulling those shoulder blades together. Using the scapula for this movement, really great. Both the dumbbell move and the TRX move, really good posture exercise. Last couple of reps. One more. Woo. All right, this is it, our final set. Okay, we got the one-legged bridge. Heels close to the bum. Flex that foot. It's like we're stamping the ground. Don't push off with the hand. You notice I got my elbows bent so that I don't get into that habit, because the body will always take the path of least resistance, whether you recognize it or not. It'll just do it. So lift the arms up. When I come back down, my bum's just brushing the mat. I'm not going to hang out there. I want to try and keep some constant tension, what we call time under tension, into this left glute in my case, and left hamstring. Time. Woo! All right, you can bring the knees in. We got 20 seconds to give a nice little stretch. Maybe rock the knees side to side. All right, lower the other leg down. Extend the other one up. Again, flex that foot. It's like we're stamping the ceiling. And press up and down. Woo! All right, let's get into a seated position to pick up those dumbbells. I like to place them on my thighs, and then when I roll back, the back of my upper arms hit the mat, and I can safely get the dumbbells in position without any strain to the shoulder. Bring the dumbbells so they're pressing against each other. Our exhale as we press away from the body, that's the hard. Back of the neck is long. Woo! All right, roll on up. Last strength drill. Okay, we have those reverse flies if you're using the dumbbells. And again, it's that hip hinge, abs engaged, or what we call braced, and then lift the arms up. With me, whoops, my watch is asking me if my workout is done. Gosh. Reverse flies with the TRX. Guess I'm not moving fast enough from my watch. Cheeky little bugger. Do you ever do a binge watch, marathon fast on the couch and then have your watch shame you? It's time to stand. I recently did that with the Kill Bill series. I love Quentin Tarantino. Watched it all three. The watch kept telling me, time to stand. One more. Come on. Finish it. Woo! All right. Before we go anywhere, we've got 1 minute of cardio, and then we'll cool it down. We have 30 seconds of a repeater knee, and then we will quickly do 30 seconds of the other leg. Obviously, you don't own a BOSU. It looks the exact same, except your foot's on the ground. Here we go. Everybody, let's get the left foot. That's going to be the working foot. In 3, 2, 1, go. I'll let you know when 30 seconds is up. This left knee is bent. Body weight's over top of that thigh. Those of you with the BOSU, you're just tapping that toe. You're not planting it, okay? Yeah, baby. Woo! And you're working your balance. We're going to do a quick change in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch it, go. 30 seconds. Let's go. How'd you do on that switch? How'd you do on that footwork? Turning you into an athlete. Keep going. 5 seconds. Time. Nice job. March it on the spot for me. Whew. We did it. All right, grab a sip of water. Hopefully you can stick around with me. I want to do a few stretches, and then cheers, you can continue on with your day. Let's take the feet wide, toes turned out. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do that one more time. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Little march. Bravo. I hope you enjoyed the workout. Hope you enjoyed the explanations of why we did what we did. And if you've often wondered, BOSU ball, TRX, should I buy one? If you don't have either, I would say get the BOSU first. It's the easiest one to use. As you can see with the TRX, you do need anchors. TRX, you can get a door attachment and use your door, but I have found working with the TRX probably 20 years now, this is by hands down the best way to use it, and that's hanging freestyle from the ceiling or rafter. All right, let's take the left knee to the ground. Lunge forward a little bit, but more important here is squeeze that left glute and then lean back. So we've got that psoas, that hip flexor fully lengthened. Getting a nice deep stretch. Now inhale the arms straight up and exhale and lean away. The BOSU ball is a ton of fun. Don't buy the knockoff. They're not worth it. And don't buy the mini BOSU. Okay, you want the full size BOSU. Yes, it'll cost a couple extra bucks, but you'll use it far more. And that's really what you want to do. Buy equipment that you'll use, not equipment that's cheap and that'll just sit in the corner or break after a few uses. Now take this arm, circle it behind, do the PJ special. Oh yeah. Now let's bring those hands in front and really widen and open the stance now. Now let's drop that left hip a little further. Come on the outside edge of that front foot and then press the knee away and look over that right shoulder. Now BOSU balls, you can find them for sale secondhand. I know Carly, our brand manager, and social media extraordinaire girl, she bought hers on Facebook Marketplace for, gosh, I think it was like $30. So keep your eyes open. You can find really good deals on Facebook Marketplace, Virage, buy and sell, those areas. And come on up, other side. So we start with that lunge. We want to feel the stretch, but then we can increase the intensity and get a deeper stretch by extending the spine slightly. So we're going to lean back and then tightening that right glute. Inhale, right arm straight up. Exhale, lean away. And then it'll last forever too when you buy the real deal. This BOSU ball has had a lot of use. It was part when I had a studio, so it got used a lot. And I think it's probably close to 10 years old. TRX, same thing. So there's no wear and tear, and these guys have had a lot of use to them. Now let's circle that arm back nice and slow. Lovely, straight. Nope, we're going deeper. Here we go. What was the next stretch? Widen the stance. Now come on the outside edge of that left foot. Press the knee away from you and look over that left shoulder. You just witnessed a brain fart. Yep, live action brain fart. Back to center. Let's take ourselves where it's called puppy pose, where we're dropping our chest while our bum still stays elevated, forehead to the mat if you're able to. So what we're getting here is down the sides of the body, and then a beautiful extension in that thoracic spine area, which is so locked up in many of us. So we're trying to drop the chest and really sort of create the letter C with the body, with the back. Now lift up, bring the big toes together, open the knees, sit right back now. Walk your hands to the left side of the mat, right hand on top of left, lower. Placing emphasis now just on that right side of the body. Switch sides, left hand on top now. Push that left hip away. Come on up. Let's plug the hands just slightly ahead of the shoulders, spread the fingertips, knees apart under hips. Now, drive the hips up, straighten the legs, ears come beside the biceps, pressing the backs of the knees to the wall behind you, feeling that length through the back of the body while we allow the chest to come towards the thighs. Now we're paying attention that the feet are straight. The fingertips are pointed straight ahead, and then we're gripping the mat with the fingertips too, so we're just not dumping into the wrists. Push the tailbone up. If you want, you can even pedal the legs. Push the hips up a bit higher. Release, knees to the ground. Final stretch, get into the inner thigh, the adductors. Bring the insoles of your feet together for me, please. Hands behind you. Press yourself up. And then if you can, forward. Now, if this is a really tough pose for you, I want you to situate yourself so you're up against something like a wall. Your bum is right up against a wall, your back and your head are against the wall, and then you can hold the stretch. I find that this is a little more forgiving for people who are quite tight in this area. And it's all about trying to relax into a stretch. It can be uncomfortable, but it's really focusing on the breath and trying to relax into it. So when instructors, such as myself, offer these sort of workarounds, don't think that you're dumbing down an exercise or that you're just doing the modified version. No, we're trying to coach you to find ways that work for you, because you know what? Our bodies, everybody's different. So there's my little speech. Release. Let's just cross the legs, or if this is uncomfortable for you, maybe sit in the chair if you've got your chair, or sit on your BOSU. Interlace the hands, place them behind the head. Now let's lift the heart up to the ceiling while we open the elbows up and just get a beautiful stretch through the front of the body. And release. Thank you so much for joining me. Drop a comment down below. I love reading them. And have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will see you next workout. Bye. Now for equipment, listen up. What you really need, I started out so strong, so strong.